and welcome back to the best thing you watched this week. We've got Chris over there in his orange jumper hoodie. Show us what the hoodie says, Chris.
Farts are the screams of trapped poop.
That's amazing. If you want it, you can go and check out his channel. He's got it there. You can buy it. I want one. I'm Ruben from the Ruby Tuesday. We're going to talk about the best things that we watched this week. A lot of the content from me this week will be new because I think I've done one review this week. So all the others will be like, what is Ruben going to think about these things? And I'm sure I'll speak in that high tone voice as well. We'll do... We've got a Patreon, which I'm looking forward to. We're going to do spoilers for Super Mario. So I'm not going to do any talking about Mario in the review. We'll just do it there on the Patreon. That is Perfect. £1 at the moment. Thank you for those that are continuing to join us. Really appreciate you guys being there. Yeah. And we've got a couple of other extra things going on Patreon. So yeah, always adding on new content. Audio exclusive as well. Both talking about a film that we haven't seen for a long time, so that's going to be fun. Entertainment news and what we're looking forward to. So that is generally, the format, of how we do things here. But when we start, we talk about movie quizzes, which Chris has been doing for a while, and then I pose a question. So last week, I think you had 3 fairly easy ones. Who won? Did someone win?
We did. We have a brand new winner.
Hey, okay.
Teddy and Friends OKs.
Okay.
That's the username there. They got all 3. Give also, though, like runner-up, Elijah Talbot got 2 out of the 3, and then Secret Wars 98 came in with the assist to give a third one also there. So that was just a funny thread of conversation. But the answers to last week's were Galaxy Quest, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, all great quotes. Yeah,
cool. Okay, so 3 more. Now the first one is very special and very particular to the day that we are recording. This is Saturday. We're recording on Saturday, April 8th, even though this is going to be released on Sunday, April 9th. Yeah. And then who knows when you're actually listening to this or whatever. But it's important because it is Saturday, April 8th.
Okay.
Quote number 1. We mustn't dwell. No, not today. We can't. Not on Rex Manning Day.
Okay.
If you know, you know. That's really what it is.
Nope.
Okay. Number 2. I partake not in the meat, nor the breast milk, nor the ovum of any creature with a face.
Yeah, I think I got that one. Yeah.
Okay. And last one. You gonna fight the holy war in your shorts? Strong move.
Okay, it's a funny quote.
Nice.
All right,
so let us know.
Yeah, do let us know.
Ruben, though, what's your question? Is it going to be existential? Is it going to make me name a whole bunch of movies?
Name 52.
And we've lost every viewer and listener.
No, it's a question.
Cool.
Can time be wasted if you're having fun while wasting it?
No, it's not wasted, and therefore, even when you're having fun doing something, it's not wasting it. So
if you're not having fun, are you wasting it?
If you're not having fun, are you wasting time? I think you're just experiencing time at that point.
Because like when I work or clean out the cat sand and the ammonia goes up my nose.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's not fun.
No.
But I'm not wasting it because I'm cleaning the cat sand.
Yeah, you're just experiencing it. You're just going, but to do something mindless, to do something purely out of enjoyment, that
what about
really,
like torture? If someone's making you listen to ABBA, That might be a waste.
But if you like ABBA, that's okay.
Who likes ABBA?
I like some of the songs.
How dare you? No.
Dude, come on. Come on.
Waterloo! My Waterloo!
It's great pop songs. They do exactly what they're supposed to do.
I'm joking for everybody now upset. How dare you not like ABBA?
Well, let me ask you a question then that has to do with time.
Yeah, okay.
Can now ever exist? Can there be a now?
Well, there's 3 tenses, so...
Are there?
Theoretically, it's present, past, future.
So explain to me when the present is.
Right now.
No, it's the past.
In that moment, as you experienced it, it's only the past when you think about it.
Yeah,
it's
but
only
the
the past when that
realize...
second. But while you're experiencing the time in a motion, it is time, linear.
But you can't recognize the present.
No,
you can
doesn't
only
mean you're not
recognize
in the present.
Yeah, but if you can't recognize it, is it true? Is it happening? Is it there?
Yes.
Or is it only the past and the
Just
future
because I can't see
anticipation?
gravity doesn't mean it's not there.
How do you know it's gravity?
Confucius
it's too early
says,
for this crap.
Confucius says...
Sorry, dude. No, it's just something that has always bugged me, or I've argued for the longest time. Because the second you realize, the moment you realize that it is the present, it's the past.
Yeah. But it
so
was
there can only be future
present.
and past.
It was present until it was past.
But if you can't comprehend it, if you can't acknowledge it, if you can't even experience it, like
I can't really comprehend gravity, but I know it exists because I go down when I jump up.
But how do you know that's gravity?
Because that's the attribute. That's what that's the word we've put onto it. This thing that makes us go down. That's gravity. The Earth's gravitational force.
Maybe when you jump up, though, the person on the opposite side of the world is being squished down, and so they stand back up and it pulls you down.
Oh, -1 point for Chris. 10 points from Gryffindor.
I award you no points, sir. Everyone here is dumber for having heard this. God have mercy on your soul.
Dare you? What is the next thing you're going to tell me? The Earth is flat.
No, it's a velociraptor. Come on. If you don't follow Dinosaur Earth on whatever social media channel, then you're missing out, because they troll not only just the regular people but also the flat earthers, and it's so funny.
It's a joyous thing for sure. Okay, enough of that nonsense. Should we get into the best thing we watched this week?
Yes. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. I got to watch a film this morning that you had a screener for, but disappeared on your screener list, called Hunger. It's about a woman running her family noodle restaurant. She receives an invitation to join the fine dining industry under the tutelage of an infamous chef. Now, to give you an idea how much I enjoyed this film, it's the only thing I had the energy and the fortitude to review this week. I actually recorded a couple of other reviews and just didn't have the energy to edit it. I was like, nah, not going to do it. So, how to describe this film? What is this film? If you take Gordon Ramsay, you know who Gordon Ramsay is? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, world-renowned douchebag, but also genius. That guy. The guy with the potty mouth that will destroy you and break you down into like a putty. Yeah. Gordon Ramsay, The Menu, Chef, and Bear, or The Bear, the FX series. You squish all those together and you put it in a cultural place that's Thai, because it's a Thai film, and that's kind of what you're getting here. That's a little bit of everything in there, but really we follow a woman that wants to believes she's better than where she is. She's working at a family noodle restaurant. She gets recruited because someone tastes her food and it's amazing. And so she goes to this prestigious place, and then she has to earn her way to be there as a fry chef, basically, because they have separate, like, everybody's good. Like, one person can, do the meats. There's special chefs. You're good at one thing. She doesn't have that much knowledge in anything else. She's got a lot to learn. She has kind of like a good moment. She thinks that, she's the bee's knees. And then she realizes she almost knows nothing. At the opposite end of the table, we have all these guys under the tutelage of our master chef, who he's such a stoic guy. He plays it brilliantly. He's reserved but menacing. And I think you kind of need to be that. Like, if you're in charge, you've got to have everybody listen to you, no matter like what you say, no matter what you do. But he's a little bit not right in the head. Well, that's how he comes across. And then the others kind of hate him, but they're learning a lot as well. And so we have this young-ish lady that is wanting more, believes that she's bound for something more special, but she's kind of throwing everything away from her life that she had before to be this other person that's absolutely opposite of who she was. So she's losing everything she was to become this elite chef person. And so we have the two worlds almost clashing and colliding, and she's got to figure out, so she's got some growth to do on both sides. You see what happens to her family and her restaurant. In the meantime, you see what happens to these people and the type of people they are. And that escalates into a crescendo of an ending that I was really satisfied with. I thought it was really good. I really like where it ended up. It's a very mesmerizing film. The way a lot of these films that deal with food are often, these quick shots of food, the gourmet, pretentious food. It's the type of food. My wife and I joked, and we'll never say who did this, but we once went to a friend's house to eat dinner. And I think they were on a diet, but they were also trying to do something a little fancy. And so the portions on the plate, I kid you not, was so tiny with a little bit of like garnish, and it looked pretty. And that's what I class as pretentious food. So we had our food, we said goodbye and went to McDonald's. Like it's that. Those. Now, it's artwork, for sure. Like, it looks amazing, and it might taste amazing, but I can't believe for a second people are full after they have a meal like that. Unless there's, like, 8 different courses, then maybe.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? But, flip it heck. Yeah.
Well, I think about that movie, Always Be My Maybe. With Ali Wong and Randall Park when they go to dinner with Keanu Reeves. And you know what I mean? And he's like, I'm going to go get a burrito afterwards. Are you hungry? This is not just... Oh, so is the movie stressful? Like, because a lot of those, the movies that you listed...
It's not like The Menu. It has some heart to it. There's definitely stressful situations when she's learning, when she's having to push through and deal with the chef himself, but it's not like there's a serial killer sort of vibe. It's just a very, very stressful. The way I described it is like you're going to boot camp in the army, and they just berate you and break you down until they can build you up. That's the sort of feeling that I got from it. Visually, aesthetically pleasing, all those beautiful shots of the food.
Nice.
But I think the drama behind it, the character motivation and progression of the person learning something is really nice. So the fruition, you feel really satisfied because you've been on that journey with her. And I personally liked the decision she made at the end. I thought, that's believable because of what she's gone on and the realization of what she's come to in her life. She had to experience all those things first because she wasn't there yet. Almost had to work it out of her system, that kind of thing,
Oh, yeah.
It's good. And I think especially because it's Thai, there's a cultural difference in the types of food that you see represented. Also the just different culture, I think makes it more interesting because I've seen stuff like The Menu and the Bear Chef, so, and those are all English and I really enjoy them, but there is a different world out there with different cultures, especially when it comes to food. So I enjoyed that aspect of it as well. I think it was good. Yeah. Glad I got to see it. Yeah.
Cool. And that's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It came out today, the day we were filming. Yeah.
Yes, and because it's also available in the U.S., my guess is it's worldwide.
Yes, must be.
So, yeah, cool. All right.
So what's on your list?
Well, last week we talked about, I believe in our podcast section, there was an announcement that was made that Netflix was making an anime version of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes.
And all of the original cast was coming back to voice it.
Yeah.
And so that got me on Sunday morning. I was cooking some brunch and I was like, it's been a long time since I've watched. So I watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Dude.
There's never a wrong time to watch this movie.
No, it was, well, and because I think thinking about the anime, like what could be done in the anime, good Lord, we've had an anime. It just happened to be live action.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely that. Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with that, how they change it, or do they just keep it? Because, I mean, even Edgar Wright is coming back now. He's not directing, but he is at least, I think, one of the producers or the executive producer on this. And so it will be, I think, crazy. But it had been like probably 6-7 years, I think, since I've last seen it. Something like that.
Did the comedy and the jokes and the lines all still land for you?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of it is because it's Edgar Wright's style. You know, it's the dry comedy. Even though this is mostly an American cast, not a British cast like he normally does, but they still deliver it. The quick cuts back and forth, you know, it works on so many levels. I mean, visually, it's outstanding because you are watching a live action anime, and it's kooky, but the action is phenomenal. And the way that they film it, you know, because you go from martial arts to Battle of the Bands. You know, everything in between. I mean, the whole, there's so many different parts that just where I was laughing out loud again. Like, and it was great.
Brandon Roth as the vegan hero.
Dude, and when the vegan police come.
It's amazing. Yeah, so good. There's so many moments that crack me up in that.
Well, and what is it? The Chris Evans, and you know, just even the challenge of the skateboard, you know, to grind down the thing, everything, and I mean, it just, or all of the stunt doubles come in, you know, and he's asking, do you want coffee? You want a coffee? You want a as they're fighting and everything. It making Michael Cera too the champion. Kind of our hero, because he's so mousy, because he's so
mousy and small and unassuming.
Absolutely,
but
like you would never
really
pick him to win.
The everyman then, which is great because most guys, I think, and ladies, like I think for the majority of people around the world, you would have felt similar to that in your lifetime at some point. So yeah, the underdog story that works well.
Totally. And universal. But yeah, the way that it was told, I mean, it's great. It's on Netflix right now, but at least in the US, but it's leaving at the end of April.
Right.
So if you have not watched it ever or in a while, you have a small opportunity to watch it again or for the first time. It's outstanding, but it also has me very, very intrigued on what the anime is going to look like.
Right.
What they're going to, you know, because I don't think you can improve upon it necessarily. But I'm not sure how different it's going to be either, because, you know, to have the voice cast I don't know. We'll see. I'm still excited to see the anime. I think it'll be good, but
I hope so. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Cool. All right. What else did you watch this week?
Okay, so this film actually came out in 2022, I think around the world. It might have been out in America for a few months already, but it just came out here to rent. It's called The Killer, or original title, Dio Kilio Jugedo Dononamai. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I decimated that. Yeah.
Okay.
A retired hitman agrees to take care of a teen girl, but when she becomes involved with unsavory people, he has to rescue her. Okay, so non-English assassin film. Tick.
Nice.
Lots of atmosphere, like heaps and heaps of atmosphere. Now, a lot of people, when there's a new action assassin film with hand-to-hand close combat, recently everybody goes, "Oh, it's John Wick," blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But for real, this is Korean John Wick. Like,
oh, wow.
It does that well. And one of the things I love it is that this character reminds me very similar to the stoic John Wick. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue, and when he acts to kill. So he's again, it's a very similar story. He's kind of out of the game. He's retired. He's with his wife. His wife goes on holiday with another lady whose daughter's been left behind, a 17-year-old daughter, and he reluctantly has to look after her for 3 weeks. And in the space of that 3 weeks, he goes on a harrowing adventure. We say it's adventure. For him, it's not necessarily an adventure. But she finds herself in a sex trafficking ring. She gets someone says, "Hey, come with me. We're going to go to this party," and it ends up they want to sell her. Now, obviously, there's a much bigger, deeper story around that. But because he's charged by his wife to look after her, he basically then, it becomes like a little bit between John Wick and the Liam Neeson film. Taken. It's literally those two films together, but Korean. And so, okay, so that I'm down for. That's like I'm immediately sold on that premise. Mm-hmm. Is your action as good? And I'll say, yeah, it's as good as Wick. Very creative, knives, axes. If you've seen the Raid films, there's some of that in there as well. Very quick and fast, frenetic, but you get to see it mostly. Long corridor scenes. Like when you see a corridor, you're just like, whoa, this is going to be great. Because it's somebody swinging a knife and a gun and an axe in a corridor. You're going to have to be really creative for how you're going to survive. So you basically have a whole set of action set pieces, which is what like the original John Wick does. But the film does start off with him being annoyed having to look after this girl. And the one thing that I think that's different between the John Wick character and this guy is every situation he comes into, he just feels like he can't be bothered. Like, he's tired. He's like, oh, why am I having to do this? And at no point does it really feel like, maybe it's a detriment to the character, but I liked it. It's like, is he really in danger here? Like, he's that good. Like so he walks into the situation, he sees 10 guys with automatic weapons and handguns and axes and knives, and you just feel like he's tired. It's like, oh, do I really? I don't know if I can be bothered.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do this then. It's that sort of thing. There's only one guy. Like, you have waves and waves of bad guys and various other guys that have more training, and then one like elite dude that he fights, and you just know like that fight's going to be great. There's those sort of action pieces, and he does a few things that John Wick does. You're like, how did you get up from that sort of thing? A lot of fun. So if you're craving something else after John Wick and you haven't heard of this movie, it's called The Killer, and I'm not even going to try and do the other subtitle. I know you can rent it for those in the UK on YouTube.
Okay.
Everywhere else, I presume it's on some sort of streaming platform. The director did a film called The Swordsman, which I know a lot of people like as well. So yeah, give it a go. See what you think. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun.
Nice. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if it's it is available. It's on like to rent on like Prime. So yeah, VOD.
Nice
type of thing. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So what's next on your list?
Well, this is kind of weird. Like, I've not seen it. This is a series, a limited series that Netflix brought out last week that was based on a movie. So the name is the same. Okay. The actors are the same. The movie is basically a shorter version of the series.
Right.
They're both called War Sailor, and it is Norwegian, and it's World War II era, where you have these merchant sailors who are on just a job. They're sailing from Norway to New York to transport cargo, and they go to a couple of different ports along the way. But what happens is the war breaks out when that happens, and parts of Norway are being occupied by the Nazis. Europe just getting the occupation, and so their boats are basically commandeered by the government to then transport weaponry, sometimes soldiers, I guess, but weaponry for the Allies. And that then makes them targets for the Germans. Okay. And so you have all of these unwitting and unwilling recruits to the Navy. I mean, these people they're not military by any means. They're just now stuck in this war that they don't want any part of and everything else. And really, I read a little bit from like an interview or whatever from the director, and this is basically the series is the longer movie because they had to cut so much for the movie just to make it like a normal runtime.
Oh, so so they didn't shoot a new series. It's the movie. That's weird.
I haven't seen the movie, so okay. But what I understood from it is that this is like the same content of the movie, but with like all of the extra scenes put in so that it gives it a greater context.
Right.
So it would work out to be like about a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 episodes. I was riveted.
Oh, so it's
Holy
good.
crap. It is shot well. It is acted really well. There are just harrowing scenes that are put into this. And not so much as like, oh, we're just going to show the horrors of war. There's actually very little of that. It's like, whoa, the interactions. And it follows 2 people. This married guy who has a family, and then his best friend. And the best friend is gonna, is trying to take care of the other one. I mean, they're following each other. They're just supporting each other. And the high drama, and it is, whoa.
How long is it?
It was 3 episodes. Each of them are about an hour.
Okay.
So it's 3 hours.
Like a miniseries.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it is, there are a couple of scenes, like there's a scene at the end where barely any dialogue is spoken. There is so much meaning that is conveyed in this scene. The looks, the patience that the scene takes, because it's probably like a 3, maybe 4 minute scene of just
really intense stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and the emotion that's there. I mean, it's crazy. The whole thing, it really is. It's shot very well. It's very immersive. I think the biggest thing that I didn't like about it is there are areas where it goes to black, and then we come back, and it's kind of like that's what they used as some of their big transition moments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's like, I didn't need that. You know what I mean? But whatever. Small nitpick on there, because the story overall is very engrossing. Something I didn't even know about, really. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, but throughout the movie or the series, you will get these title screens that will talk about how many merchant ships have been lost so far.
Okay.
The number's staggering. I mean, so these are civilian ships that have been, they're commandeered by the government, and the other thing is with these merchant ships and the sailors, something, it was just kind of, and maybe this is a thing, it's kind of like a union, I guess, but if they get off, like if they don't complete their gig, they're looked at as deserters and basically blackballed from ever getting a job again.
Oh, jeez. So
at least with that, you know
either
what I mean?
risk dying or don't work.
Or don't work. Yeah. And it, and they play both of those. They show both of those really well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know if the movie's on Netflix or not. But it is.
It sounds good. They haven't really promoted it at all. It's just there.
It is. Yeah. I happened to stumble upon it and got some screeners and I was like, especially when I went into it, I wasn't excited to see it, and not because it looked bad, just because it looked kind of heavy, you know. And
what did you say it was called?
War Sailor.
War Sailor. Okay.
Yeah, and it is.
See, I thought you were talking about transatlantic, but that's different.
No, that's a poo show. I did not like that at all.
Okay.
It's about World War II also, but no,
yeah.
not good.
Hence the reason I thought it was. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, and that one's much longer. Ugh. Yeah, so if you get a chance, I mean, really, if you got to be, I think, it's heavy. And so you got to want to watch. You got to be in
that zone, yeah.
Yeah, but when you're ready for that, I mean, this is stellar all the way around.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to add that to my list.
Cool.
I'll do like separate list of when Ruben's happy list. You can take this on.
There you go.
Ruben's in a stoic mood. Perhaps watch this.
Yeah. Yes. So, all right. What's next?
Okay. So, talking about like being depressed, I was going to talk about, and maybe you will for your final thing. I was going to talk about beef. It's very interesting to me that. Who are they discussing film? Say this was a comedy. Now I don't know what they watched, but for me this was dark as heck. Very, very dark, and it stems from a place of car crash, road rage, two incredible actors, interesting story, seeing both of their lives just spiral as they allow this thing to this moment in time to spiral out of control, to control them, really, not being able to deal with the things that are wrong in their life. And this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's what that, and so I was like, do I really want to talk about this as the best thing? Because I don't know. I know the performances are good. I know it's shot well. I know it's good, but I also didn't enjoy watching it. It's like, this is depressing as heck. So pushing that aside, Chris, if you want to talk about that, I will jump in with you and we can talk about it. But for me, again, this is a conundrum because we had the latest episode of The Mandalorian. And it feels 100% like a filler episode. Like the last few minutes of the episode really furthered the plot. But what we got inside it was a really interesting look at a new planet we've never been, a rich planet. Mando and Grogu and words. What's her face? Bo-Katan. Thank you. Chris knows, even though you haven't even seen it. Yeah,
I haven't seen it. No.
They're on a mission without doing spoilers. They end up on this planet having to do something with this planet in order for them to go and see some other Mandalorians. That's kind of the story. Now, there are some massive guest stars in this. It's probably been spoiled for you on the internet.
It's all over the internet.
God damn it, internet. I was trying to say... Okay, so I'm not, for those that haven't seen it, if you've been lucky enough, I'm not going to say who they are. But when I saw it, I had a massive smile on my face. I was like, oh, that person is in here. That's awesome. The thing is about their cameos is there are two cameos that I felt like they were there because of who they are. So they asked to be on the show. But then there's another cameo who actually has a proper role in it, who is genius and works really well in it. And I was like, that character could be in here much more. And I don't know if he has better presence. Now, I've recently seen another actor in a big movie that was in this, and I didn't like. I was like, oh, it's great to see him in here, but I didn't really appreciate his character. So it was weird because it's also another directed episode from Dallas.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, and then she has incredible direction, the shot selection, the beauty of how she shoots it. Love all her work. Like I think she's a genius. I think she's really good at what she does. The tempo, pace, tone is a nice episode. Even though it's spoilered, it's interesting to see how these characters now work together on a rich planet. It's something we really haven't seen that they haven't gone into yet. And so it was nice to have that, but at the same time, I'm sighing because we only have 2 episodes left. So on one hand, it's the best thing I watched. But on the other hand, I'm frustrated with the series because I know what the story is now. But if we only have 2 episodes left to go, that means that probably this is a filler season for where they're setting up where the world is going of Star Wars. I don't even know if we're going to get more Mandalorian because we recently had 2 days of Star Wars celebration. Today, in fact, is the 2nd day. And there is this new connectiveness that they're talking about, I guessing like kind of doing a James Gunn, fixing the issues that we've had, which is why we've had so many Star Wars projects cancelled that we did have, and now they've got a few more, but they're all kind of connecting the series to movies. There's this world. They're talking about the different empires, the different ages. Before you've got the from one of my favorite games, Republic, the Old Republic. So that like is one of the ages. We've got the new empire, all of that. Like I think there's almost like 5 different tiers, and that's where it's going to be situated in. Very excited for the future, and then guess we can talk about that in like when we do our news. But it does make me worried about the future of the Mandalorian, and I really don't want them to finish like this. So as much as I've enjoyed every single episode, I've also been frustrated and seen the frustration from fans online as well, going, love Mandalorian, love Grogu, love the fact that they're trying to bring this connectiveness of the Mandalorians together, kind of claim their home planet. All of that is excellent, but you've taken too long to get there. It does feel like you didn't know what you'd want to do with it. Where is the actual story? What did you want to do with it? And that's the issue. Really doesn't feel like they knew what they wanted to do with the characters anymore. Ever since that intensity is gone. We don't need to rescue Grogu anymore. Grogu's not going to be a Jedi. For those of you that don't know, Grogu's back because you didn't probably watch the other series that wasn't Mandalorian, but had 2 great episodes of Mandalorian in it. So that's a lot of words. So it's on the best thing I watched because I love the Mandalorian. I love this episode. It's different. Characters are great. Guest stars made me smile, but also made me go, why? And then another actor that I was in there was like, great. You did a great job.
Okay. That was going to be my question. I was like, this is the best that you are.
Yeah, exactly.
But I get that. I get the frustration. And this has been the issue with a lot of these Disney Plus series where we're excited by the characters because we like the characters. The story is in varying degrees of, oh my gosh, it's really, really good, or it's, I don't know if they know where they're going with this.
Yeah.
And then you get to those last couple of episodes where it begins to click, and now you're like, well, dude, how are you going to wrap this up in a way that feels good and feels satisfying and not rushed? Why didn't you do that earlier, leading us towards this versus all the side crap? So
yeah, 100%. So yeah.
Okay, I am going to talk about beef.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do it.
So, yes, very dark to address, but also I laughed a lot in this because the comedy is dark. I mean, it is. Like, I did a review and I compared it, at least in my memory, to that movie from a long time ago called Very Bad Things. Now, that movie is very, very, very dark.
It's a good film, actually. Yeah. I like it.
But it is like, I mean, that is like put you in the bell jar type of like, ugh, I need to shower.
Yeah.
The thing with this series, so you have 2 people that get into a road rage incident and it spirals out from there and becomes just this convoluted mess of of them chasing after each other. But what I really appreciated from the show is that, first off, we get to see why they are where they are, because this interaction that they have shouldn't have been that explosive, but we get to see what's going on in each of their lives that have led them there. Some of it is by their own.
Like, I totally get why I probably would be there, like, so frustrated for them, angry for them,
yeah. I mean, a lot of it they've put themselves in these situations, but also it's like complex, because, like, you take Ali Wong's character, she has built this incredibly successful business, which provides them a lot of excess and and privilege, but she feels trapped within it because she doesn't really get to do and have the time to do what she wants to do. And then when the opportunity comes to do something with that business and hopefully be out from under it, she finds out that that's not necessarily the case, but then you combine the whole family dynamic with the husband that is really not supportive.
What does he do? What's wrong with you?
He's an artist.
No, he's not. That's not art.
Art is subjective. I did see a thing online this week where in some museum, some kids had, as a joke, they had put a pineapple on an end table, and then it got covered up by glass, and it became an
brilliant
exhibit.
Okay.
So, anything and everything is art, whatever. Okay. Yeah. That's a whole other discussion that we could get into. But you have the overbearing mom, where the son, Ali Wong's husband, typically sides with the mom more, or at least caters to the mom.
Yeah, it's very.
I don't understand the dynamic with Ali Wong and her mother-in-law. You know what I mean? Because it's clearly contentious.
Yeah.
It is not healthy, but yet Ali Wong takes her out on these shopping excursions as a way to try and buy her love, even though it's never going to happen. Yeah. And she knows it's never going to happen, and you have the complicated relationship between Steven Yeun and his brother. And as that goes along, you the dark things that he has done, Steven Yeun has done, to sabotage things out of either jealousy or his own anger.
He's a very
or just
broken man. Yeah.
The reason that I walked away really liking this, because this is an angry show for a lot of it. Even though there's comedy within there, which made me laugh at different points, we see growth exhibited at the end. Our characters make a change, learn something, and for me, that turnaround redeems it, because they have these moments of redemption. They're not perfect by any means. They've still got a long way to go, but they have recognized, you know what I mean? They're not just, they don't end as bad people, just bad people. I mean, they're
I mean,
working.
they're human. They're normal people. They're multifaceted. There is no good and evil. There is
shades of gray, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you
Yeah.
probably lean more heavily on the one side because that's where you are in life.
Yeah.
I like the showcase of that. And let me change my battery.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I'll entertain us with a song. No, I won't. Let us know in the comments while Ruben is changing his battery there. What are some of the things that you watched this week that are outstanding? What would make your list your best of list? Why is it there? What did you like? What are you watching? What are you looking forward to? We'd like to know all of that. Okay, and Ruben's back. A couple other points within this. I mean, so Maria Bello, I loved to hate her.
Yeah,
she's
100%.
so pretentious,
Yeah.
so just snotty.
Yeah.
Right? So privileged.
But also
David
mean
Cho.
with it.
Oh, Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, she holds it over everybody. I mean, even her at the end where in her relationship, she's so condescending and so just terrible to that person, which gives you an insight of her, you know?
Yeah.
David Cho, who plays Isaac, the cousin to Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that guy. I mean, he's not a good guy by
he's
any
not a
means.
good guy, but he's an interesting character for sure.
Yeah, and he was charismatic, and I don't know, just his interactions and everything. It blew me away. Did you know that Stephen Yeun could sing?
No, I didn't. Is that a prerequisite now for actors? Like, you've got to be able to dance, sing, and act?
I don't know, but when his voice was spectacular. If that's not his voice, I'm very shocked.
Would you buy an album?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it would. I mean, I'm not sure. I would probably want covers at the beginning because I want the songs that I know. But I was like, wow, I need more of you singing in this. Please keep going. So the series it's messed up. At the end, the final episode really takes a whole tonal shift. It's just different. It's still dark, but the way they approach things, the filming, all of that becomes very incredible. Oh yeah,
because it edits. It's been edited with the story in mind. So like the pacing, that tone, when it shifts to the other character, and sometimes you see both stories happening at almost at the same time. I think it's about midway through. I especially liked how it went from Wong's character, and it was like it's edited for them experiencing the same thing at the same time in their lives, but just different circumstances. And it was a really nice way to kind of, she's kind of like him and he's kind of like her, but they just not seeing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And when it still doesn't excuse their terrible behaviors. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. It just gives us the insight into why they may be behaving this way and what's going on. And then you feel like, especially with Stephen Yeun, it's like, dude, you are self-sabotaging almost every single time.
I've known people like that in my life. They self-sabotage. Yeah, it is sad. Yeah. They're broken. They almost don't believe that they're worth anything or worth having something nice, so they self-sabotage. It's like, yeah, it's hard to see. Brilliantly acted. Like, their performances are excellent. But it didn't make me happy.
No, and I can see that.
I really appreciated the craft, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Did you have any more? I do. Okay, I want to touch briefly because I actually had so many things this week. You had a
really good week of. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Keep going.
Like I rewatched Tag.
With Jeremy Renner.
Yes, dude, what a great movie! And it also then made me want to watch Game Night, which I didn't watch Game Night yet. But I
haven't seen Game Night?
Oh no, I have. I own it. Yeah, no. I just wanted to watch it again. Like after watching Tag, I wanted to watch Game Night. Yeah. You know. So anyway, that one is so inspiring, so feel good. Just made me laugh again. You know, the humor in that. But I want to touch on Air really quick. Ben Affleck's new movie.
Yeah,
I know you haven't seen it. I'm not
seen it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, no spoilers, nothing like that. It's just really, it's an engaging movie. Ben Affleck, I like his directing style a lot.
Me too.
I like how a lot of them are, you know, it's character driven, and there's an intensity that builds. Even like in this movie, we know the outcome of Jordan and Nike because we're 30 years, 40 years now in the in the present. So it's not like this is like, but spoilers. I found myself still like, oh my gosh, are they going to sign? Are they not? Is he going to close the deal?
That's
makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know, but that innate suspense that is built there and that tension, he captures really well. I mean, Matt Damon is phenomenal in this. I like him more and more just every performance that I see. The standout though for me, I mean, so okay, well, let's do. You have Matt Damon. Viola Davis was outstanding. Ben Affleck really good for what he has. Chris Tucker, where has this guy been? I mean, holy crap! It's great to see him.
It's been a while. Yeah,
it's been a long time. Yeah. So we have Jason Bateman, really, really good. I didn't think that he was playing his normal self. Like there is some sarcasm still within there, but he felt different. He wasn't like playing his Jason Bateman character.
Okay.
Matthew Marr is in this a little bit. I like this dude because he was in a Jeremy Renner series a long time ago, like in the 20 years ago almost, maybe even longer than that, called The Unusuals. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
It was one season.
Yeah.
The cop show.
Yeah.
Dude. And Matthew Marr played this dude named Marvin. And he was I loved him because he was like this stupid low-level criminal who was always in trouble. And just the interactions there. But anyway, the standout for me was Chris Messina. He plays the agent, the sports agent.
I'm trying to place him. I can't even think of.
Do you remember what is it? Not Suicide Squad. Birds of Prey.
Okay.
He's in that. He's been in some other movies. And
okay. I've got a picture of him. Okay.
You know who I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
He is so well cast in this as the agent. Him and Matt Damon going back and forth. It's just on the phone.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, he was so good. And so right now, like, we're so early in the year that he'll probably get overshadowed and forgotten. But I would love to see him nominated
but his performance
as a supporting
is really
actor.
good. Okay.
Yeah, it really
He
is.
was in Argo as well.
Chris Messina was in Argo?
Mm.
No way. I did not know
he
that.
He played Malinov. Are you checking it out?
I'm checking IMDb right now. What?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to have to rewatch it. I love that movie. That Argo, F yourself. Yeah, no, it's been a long time. Okay. Well, cool. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. Air is definitely worth seeing. I'm excited that you are going to be seeing it. Curious what you think of it. A feel good movie, inspiring type of thing.
So I could do that, and I like his directing. I think he should stick to directing. I think he's awesome at that. Yeah.
Well, and when he inserts himself into his movies, it actually works really well.
No, it does. It doesn't work for everybody, does it?
No. And for him, it really does. And I love his eye. I love how he has he's creating the style, and he does a lot of like older feel. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the present, but and he captures the aesthetics really well too.
I feel like him and Matt Damon, they really cut their teeth on those early kind of Kevin Smith movies, right? And they learned the process backwards, and then they formed their own company. And ever since then, there's been some real gold that they've been kicking out. So whenever they come out with a movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to check that out.
Absolutely. Cool. So that's all I wanted to touch on there.
Nice.
All right. Well, we thank you. Don't forget, we have a Patreon opportunity, patreon.com/thebeardedones. It's on the screen. It'll be in the descriptions, for just £1 a month, which makes it like $1.30-ish, something like that. You can get in on the first tier there. You can go to the website, patreon.com/thebeardedones. We have some that are outside of the paywall, so you can get just an idea of what we do, what we get up to there. And then we are adding a whole bunch of new ones there. We have a couple of tiers. One of those is that you can request series for us to review, which has been great because it has exposed us to some shows that maybe we weren't going to watch before. Like we talked about Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Never seen that before, and wasn't even on my radar. Turned out to be something outstanding. But anyway, we have discussions like that, so you can check that out. Our full audio portion, which we are about to get into, it's linked in the descriptions below, but this is where we talk about a movie that we either have never seen before or it's been a really long time. So we both did that this week. So you get an exclusive movie review there. We talk about entertainment news and also just some of the content that's coming up in the week that may or may not be of interest to you. But all of that and ridiculousness is included there. Please like, share, subscribe. Ruben with the Ruby Tuesday. Me, Chris, Movies and Munchies. With that, we will see you next week. All right, take care.